Bonjour, Katie Nadizhnikas, Mino Gijibawagan. Hope you guys are having a nice day. I wanted to share with you a fun little craft that I was working on a little while ago. Do you remember how we were reading The Velveteen Rabbit? Yeah, I like that story and I like bunnies. And I don't know if you knew this, but Nin Oshki go so kwe. I'm a sewing lady. So I like to sew bunnies. So today I'm going to show you a little craft that's really easy, but how you can make your own little pocket bunnies out of any scrap fabric that you have. So here's a bunny. Do you see how little it is? Almost the size of my hand. This little yellow piece is a sleeping bag. And you can take the bunny out and that's what it looks like. It's really, really small. I have a few of them that I made just for practice. There's another one in a red sleeping bag. And another one in a teal sleeping bag. And there's what they look like without the sleeping bags. And the sleeping bags are just little pockets that they can go in. So today I'm going to show you how to make this. So this is what you need to make this craft. You need some sharp scissors. You can ask an adult to help you with this. You need a needle and thread. It's a bit hard to see the needle in the video, but it's here and I've got some thread in it already. You need some white glue, any type of glue you have. A little bit of stuffing. This is called polyfill. And if you don't have polyfill, you could use some little pieces of scrap fabric, or you could put some uncooked rice in it or uncooked beans. This is to go inside your bunny and make it squishy. If you do put uncooked rice or uncooked beans, you have to make sure you don't get them wet because the beans and the rice will get stinky. So you couldn't wash them. But that's okay. You can just be careful with them. You need a triangle of felt, whatever color of felt you would like for your bunny. Oh my goodness, I called this a triangle. I meant to say a rectangle. Holy smokes. We're going to have to do some lessons for me about different shapes. And then you need a smaller rectangle of the same color felt, or different if you'd like, for the ears. So you could have the ears the same color as the body or a different color. And if you don't have felt, you could use any other fabric you have. I also have two little bits of pink felt and black. That's for the eyes and the nose. And then I have this fuzzy fabric. It's called polar fleece. You don't actually need this much. This is just the size that I had. It's really nice for sleeping bag, but if you want to use any other fabric you have, you could do that too. Okay, so those are the ingredients for this activity. And now we will get started. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is take our larger rectangle of felt. This will be for the bunny's body. We'll just fold it in half. So you can see it's more of a square now. And I'm going to trim all the way around the edge so it makes a circle. So now you can see I have two pieces of felt the same size. One will be the front of the bunny and one will be the back. Now we're going to take the smaller rectangle of felt and we're going to cut it into ears. We'll fold it in half and I will carefully cut it. So now we have 2 bunny ears, and we can trim those a little bit when we put them on the bunny. Now I'll take the little pink piece of felt and cut out a nose. You can do any shape nose you want, but I always like doing little triangles. And there's our little bitty nose. Now we're going to take the black felt and cut out the eyes. There's a really good trick for cutting out eyes. You cut it into a little square about the size of the eye that you want, and then you can just trim around the edge. Trim all the corners off. Have to be careful that you don't get too close to the scissors. You can ask an adult for help if you need it. There's 2 little eyes. Okay, now we're going to take one of the pieces of the bunny's body and the ears and sew them onto the bunny's body. Now, what do you think about that? I think that looks good. I've just placed the ear on the other side. This will be inside the bunny after, so you won't see it. So I'll take my needle and thread, and I'll just do a couple quick stitches. So I put the needle in and then pull it out. Now I'll put the needle up and then pull it all the way. I'll do it one more time. I'll go down and then I'll go up again. That's just how easy sewing is. Now I'll take the other ear and I'll put it in the same position. And I'll sew that one too. Go all the way down. And then I'll go up. And down. Okay, this is really looking good. Now I'll show you how to finish the knot. So I'll take the needle and put it through a bit of the felt like that. And instead of pulling it tight all the way, I'm going to stick my needle through the loop of the thread and then pull it tight. And I'll do that again. So I'll put the needle through, pull it all the way up until I can see the loop, stick my needle inside the loop, and then pull it tight. And then you can trim it. Now our bunny ears are sewn to our bunny head. Okay, now I'm ready to sew the bunny body together. I'm going to take my other piece of felt and place it on top. Now you'll see that the inside part of the ears is hidden and we don't see it anymore. So we're going to start about right here near the bottom of the bunny head. So I like to work from the bottom and and come up. And I like to do a couple of stitches right at the start there, just to make it nice and strong. Okay, now we're going to do a special stitch called a blanket stitch. We're going to come up, and instead of pulling it tight, we're going to take the needle and put it through the loop. And we'll do that all the way around. Once we get to the ears, we can't do the blanket stitch anymore because the ears are in the way. So we'll just sew up and then sew down at the edge of the ears. Now you can see that I've sewn all the way around the edge, but I've stopped right there and I've left a little hole. That little hole is to put the stuffing in. So I'll just take little bits and gently poke it in with my finger. It's up to you how much you want to stuff your bunny, but I don't like them too full. So I've just put a little bit in, and you can see he's nice and squishy. And now we'll just quickly sew the last little spot. Now to finish my knot, I'm going to come up and put it through the loop. And I'll just do that in the same spot a couple of times. And then I'll trim the thread. Now our bunny is all sewn. Now that our bunny is all sewn, we're going to take our sleeping bag fabric and make a little sleeping bag. The best way to do this is to lie the fabric out on the table and fold it in half. And then put your bunny inside the fabric to see how big your sleeping bag should be. I think a sleeping bag like this would look good. This has a little bit of extra at the sides, just enough so he can fit in. So let's trim that out. And then we'll feel where the bunny is. That's where his body ends. So we'll make it just a little bit bigger than that, and we'll just trim it there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now we have the perfect size sleeping bag to sew. We're going to leave the top open so the bunny can go inside. Remember, it's like a pocket. We'll sew along the side and the bottom. And we are going to do the same stitch as before, which is a blanket stitch. And because the sleeping bag has to open a lot at the top, we'll do a few stitches, one after the other, just to make it really strong, so when you open it up, it won't rip. Now you'll see I finished sewing the sleeping bag. I sewed along the side and the bottom, and the top is open so the bunny can go inside. The last step we need to do is give our bunny a little bit of character. We get to glue on the eyes and the nose that we cut out. So we'll just do some dabs of glue where you might want 2 eyes to be and a nose. And then you can take the felt and just stick it right on. He is looking so cute. And now you can carefully put him in a sleeping bag so that his nose sticks out. And just let him dry. So here's our finished little bunny with his sleeping bag. I hope you have fun making a little bunny for yourself as well. And these are great because you can tuck them in your pocket and bring them wherever you go. If you do make a little bunny, maybe you could send a picture of it to the Matawa First Nations Facebook page. I'd love to see them. Okay, hope you enjoyed this craft and have a great day. Mina waga waba, men.